Welcome everybody, we're back in the Monday McGanns. It's round 2 and we're at the Nurburgring GP layout. As you can see, a very good layout this one. I do enjoy driving the car in this one. A couple of small mistakes around the lap I'll point out, which hopefully you'll avoid. There's a couple of late apexes here, so you have to be very careful again on throttle, especially through the slower corners. And we'll get straight into the lap now. Here we go. Crossing the line around about 118 is fine. For the first corner we're looking at the start of the curbing on the right here. As you can see, this is where I'm just starting to brake. I'll come off the throttle. Stick all the way down to second gear here. When you get to the lower range in third, that's when you start turning in. Down to second. Try not to hit too much of the curb on the inside. It will unsettle the car. Around about 40 mile an hour here is good on exit, and if you get the car as straight as possible, as soon as possible, then you can come out here in second as I do. Down to second, miss this big bit of curb, get on the power, hold it nice and steady, up to third, then up to fourth. Then out in fourth, run on the red and white curb is fine, but no further than that. When you get to the end of this curbing here, where the tyre marks are, this is where you're going to start to brake. Down to second, I brake a little bit too early here, and you'll see I lift off the brakes. As you can see, I'm just getting on it now. And you want to make the apex and turn up to third gear, and then on the second part of this, it's basically a chicane, you want to feather the throttle on exit, because the car does get a bit tentative on the exit of this corner. So here we go. The car will want to snap away a little bit, so be very careful coming through here. Then get on the power when you know you keep it straight. And what we're looking for is the end of the joining piece of circuit here. This is my braking point for the next corner. As you can see, just getting on the brakes now. Straight down to fourth gear, and you want to take this corner in fourth as tight as you can on the inside, and just let the car run down to the right hander coming up. So tight as you can on the curb a wee bit. Now just where that white bit of curb is there, that was my braking point. And we go down to third, and we keep it in third, try to scrub all the speed in the straight line. And then when you get to the apex here, get back on the power and use all the curb on the exit. As you can see, down to third, on the power, use all the curb if you have to here. And then run down to the hairpin. Very tricky braking for the hairpin. But just after this curb starts, I'm going to, let's see, where the big clump of grass is. It looks a bit darker when you're coming up to it. So you see it there, I'm just getting on the brakes. Again, braking a straight line. Down to second, and then third on exit, but I take it a little bit too tight here and get wheels on the grass. So that probably cost me a tenth. Let's see how we get on. Down to second, up to third. I should have kept it there, but I moved onto the grass. That cost me a wee bit of time there, that's fine. Up for this one, you want to lift off the throttle because it's very tight. I wanted to get a bit closer to the apex there, but you get a good run out of this one. And then coming up to the left-hander, we're looking at the 100. We're going to be braking just at the 100. And you want to stay in fourth gear and cut right onto the green AstroTurf on the inside if you can. Down to fourth, cut onto this. Then use fourth for the exit and fourth for the exit for this one. So you just want to hold the car, use a bit of curb, then get on the power when you know you won't run onto the gravel. And we're good. Stay in fifth, going all the way up the hill here for best speed. And we're looking at the 100 board. As you can see, just coming off the throttle just before it. It's uphill braking, so you can brake a little bit later if you need to. And I stay in third for the final chicane, which is very dodgy, very easy to get a penalty here. So take it nice and easy and you'll be fine. Down to third, cut all the way onto this one. Get on the right hand side of that, left hand side, sorry, of the bollard. And then make a good run out. Down to third, don't go into second, you'll spin the car. On the power as early as you dare, and I run to the line, and that sees a 2:01, which isn't too bad. So we'll go out of car now for you. Do it again, you'll be able to see the mistake I made down at the hairpin a bit easier. So stay over to the left. Here's the start of the curb coming up right now. Brake down to second. Can to this one, nice and tight. That's fine. Not onto the curb though. Up to third. Up to fourth. Keep the car stable through this bit. Use all the curb on the runoff here. That's as close as you want to get to the edge. There's the tyre marks. Down to second. It turned in a little bit too early. Up to third. Feather the throttle. Get off that curb and then get on the power. There's the runoff. Down to fourth. Use the curb. Down to third. Again, use this curb. As soon as you're off the curb, get on the power if you can. I didn't need to come for that far back into the track. You could have stayed out a bit wider. That's okay though. There's the darker patch of grass. Down to second, up to third. Didn't need to go onto the grass there. Could have kept on the curb. I would have got on the power just a little bit earlier. This one, I should have been right on the apex here. But as you can see, had to get off the throttle because I ran it too wide. There's 100, down to fourth, up onto the curb, use this curb, swing over and then keep in fourth. As soon as you're off this curb, on the power again. Now you're running all the way up to the chicane. There's the 100, down to third, cut right in, stay left, that's fine. Got a little bit out of control on the exit there, as you can see, but that's what this car will do if you're not careful with the throttle. Stay in third for the final corner, run to the line. There's probably an extra 3/10 in that I could have had, but it would have still been a 2:01. So I hope you enjoyed round 2, and I'll see you soon for the next one. Cheers all.